Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Roto's Questions. Today I want to talk about drugs and why drugs are so bad for you. And so I just want to get clear in the beginning of this video about which drugs I am talking about, which ones I'm not talking about. So obviously I'm not going to talk about cocaine and heroin and those kind of things because that's pretty obvious that you shouldn't be doing those kinds of things. What I am going to talk about is the drugs that in my eyes, society has brought us up to say that these drugs are acceptable and that we should be taking these drugs to make us feel better and whatnot. And one other thing that I want to be clear on is one thing that I am not talking about is cannabis. To me, cannabis is not a drug, it's a plant. I don't care what the government says, whether they schedule it as a Schedule 1 drug and say it has no medicinal benefits. That's just a lie. And believing anything the government says, really, like believing that when they call cannabis a drug is kind of like believing that some guy in a cave took on the world's mightiest military on 9/11 and won. It's just not true. So to me, cannabis is not a drug. It has numerous health benefits that I'm not going to get into today as much as, the US government owns patents on some of the benefits of cannabis. So you just got to look that up. I'll probably just make a video talking about cannabis. So the drugs I'm talking about today are the pharmaceutical drugs, the prescription pills, even Tylenol and things like that. And even alcohol is a drug. People abuse, that's probably the most widely abused drug that there is. And yet it's legal and sold on every corner of the world pretty much. Why though? So to me, the reason that people turn to these drugs is twofold. And the first reason I believe is just that people just like to be told what to do or people are lazy. They would much rather just be watching the Kardashians or Big Brother or the hockey game or things like that and just not do research. It's just so much easier. It's like, oh, I have a headache. I'm just gonna go to the cupboard and pop a couple Tylenols or pop a couple Advils. It takes 10 seconds to do it. It's so easy instead of just going on your computer and just doing some research and be like, I wonder what are some other alternatives to get rid of my headache. People don't want to do that. People are lazy. The second reason, or the second part of the reason that I believe that we're so conditioned to just go and pop pills is that that's how we were brought up. From elementary school, that's what we've been told, that these drugs are good. Go to the doctor when you feel sick. He'll give you a prescription and you can just pop a couple pills and you'll be better. My eyes, there's so much wrong with that. I mean, like when I was in elementary, I don't know about where you guys were, but we had a program called DARE. And it's I think it's stood for drug abuse resistance education, something like that. I could be wrong. And it told us, oh yeah, don't smoke marijuana, don't do cocaine, and like things like that. Talked about street drugs, and then at the same time, the next day they're telling you to go line up in the gym to go get that vaccine. Our vaccine's not drugs. It's like so. That's what I mean. But that we've been socially conditioned since elementary to these drugs over here are perfectly fine. Don't worry about their side effects, but don't do these ones over here. So to me, it's crazy. All drugs are bad to me. I don't understand how people can go and pop pills over here, but then there's something horrifically wrong with smoking a joint. It's just, it's crazy. The next point that I want to make is about the medical industry. And let's get that clear right from the get-go that it's an industry slash business. They're not in the business of creating cures because then they don't make money if everybody is healthy and they're not coming back to fill those prescriptions. They're in the business of creating customers and they want customers coming back every single month to refill those prescriptions. I mean, let's put it frankly, it's a billion, if not trillion-dollar industry, which is the drug industry, the drug business, should I say. And to me, it's ridiculous because there's so much money. And this just leads into my next point about why we've been socially conditioned to accept certain drugs and not accept others. And a big reason for that is that these certain drugs have been approved because they're backed by scientific studies. And the reason I put it in quotation marks is because to me, they're not that scientific. Yeah, there's scientists and doctors and stuff doing the research, but these studies are often manipulated and very easily manipulated because you got to see these studies cost millions and millions of dollars to do. They're not cheap. A lot of natural cures and other things like that don't have the backing of these approved research and scientific studies because there's not somebody that's going to profit $1 billion from telling you that, hey, a banana might be good for your digestion. Or, hey, pineapples have this vitamin and this vitamin that can help you with this issue. Nobody's going to profit $1 billion from that. And that's why a lot of these studies aren't done. These studies are very expensive, and farmers and stuff like that don't have the kind of deep pockets that big pharma has to fund these studies. It's as simple as that. That's what people, when I talk to people about natural cures and things like that, that's something that they always come back to me with is like, oh, well, there's no studies to prove that, so it's a lie. It's like, well, people have been using this for thousands of years. To me, that's a study in and of itself. That how did we survive up until the 1900s, 1800s when these drugs started being developed? How did we survive all of that stuff? I mean, obviously, Mother Nature gave us everything we need if we made it this far. So, and just to add on a little bit about the whole, like doctors are told what to do, and if they don't do it, there can be some pretty ominous results, consequences. There's been a lot of doctors that have been using alternative natural cures to cure things like cancer and other diseases, and they've been thrown in jail. I know there's at least two doctors off the top of my head that were thrown in jail for curing people of cancer with baking soda. And even these people that they cured came to their trials and said, hey, like this doctor, like legit, he cured me of my cancer. They showed their records before they were treated and after and how the cancer went away. And still, they threw the doctors in jail. Why? Because they weren't using approved methods. Like to me, who cares if it's approved or not? Like if the patient consents to having this treatment done, then who cares? Who is the government and everyone to tell them no that they can't have that treatment? I mean, it obviously worked for certain people. I don't know why they're throwing people in jail. Well, I do know why they're throwing people in jail because they don't want doctors curing people with those alternative therapies. They don't want people seeking out those doctors. They want a stranglehold on the medical industry. And again, to create more and more customers. They're not gonna like cancer in itself is $1 billion business. So if all of a sudden somebody's curing it with baking soda, there goes a lot of money that people are going to lose. And when big money is involved, there's big crime involved. They go hand in hand. All right. And so to kind of wrap things up, I just want to tell you guys that Mother Nature has everything that we need. And like I said, we wouldn't have made it this far to 2016 if it hadn't been for Mother Nature and all of the cures that she provides for us, available in like plant form, food form, whatever. Mother Nature gives us everything we need. So if you guys want to learn more about this, about what Mother Nature gives us, I made an ebook recently. It's called A Guide to Creating Your Own Healthy Smoothies. And in that ebook, it's not just, oh, here's a bunch of recipes thrown at you, go and try them. It's about, I give a list of about 20 fruits and vegetables with a couple extras thrown in there. And I list the benefits of each of them. I tell you like what vitamins are contained in them, what levels of nutrients are contained in them so that you can make your own smoothies customizable to your own situation. So I mean, if you have joint pains and stuff, look for the fruits and veg that are high in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties and things like that. So that's my goal with the ebook. It is free. So I'll post a link for it in the comments below or in the about section of the video, depending on where you see this. And so yeah, like I said, it's free. So feel free to share with anybody that you know. So that's about it for today, guys. So stay no to drugs, all drugs, and use Mother Nature. Mother Nature reigns supreme in the medical industry, and that will never change. And so if you like this video, make sure to check me out on social media. All the links are below, and make sure to share with anyone that you know that might need to see this information because this is life and death situations when we're talking about drugs. So share it with everyone you know. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, stay free, stay curious.